emailed my coworker's promotion presentation for her, and it ended with her getting fired. I was trying to do a simple favor for my coworker Hannah, and it ended up wrecking her job. Hannah sat in the cubicle next to mine, and she was desperate for a promotion under our new manager, Mr. Reynolds. She stayed late, lived on energy drinks, and kept asking me to double-check her numbers because this presentation was supposed to be her big break. She'd show up early too, hair still damp, and she'd spread sticky notes across her monitor with dates and reminders. More than once I saw her rehearse in an empty meeting room, clicking through slides and timing herself, then starting over when she messed up one line. On Tuesday morning she kept saying, "This has to be perfect," and her knee was bouncing under the desk so hard my chair shook. Last Tuesday her laptop kept crashing with the blue screen, and IT was nowhere. She looked at me and said, "Please, can you send my presentation to Reynolds from your email? I'm scared my computer's going to die." She handed me a flash drive with shaky hands. I asked, "Are you sure it's final?" And she nodded. "Yeah, it's done. Just send it, please. I'll tell him you forwarded it for me." I plugged it in, opened the file, and did a quick scroll and spell check. It looked normal. Title slide, charts, and more charts. I emailed Mr. Reynolds, explained Hannah asked me to forward it because her laptop was crashing, and added, "She's been working really hard on this." Then I hit send. I watched the little sending bar crawl across the screen, then saw the email leave my outbox. I even checked twice that the address was right, then leaned back like, done. I had no clue what was coming. About 20 minutes later, Hannah came back from lunch with a sandwich and a Diet Coke and asked, "Did you send it?" I said, "Yep." I expected her to smile, but her face went pale. She leaned over and asked, very quietly, "Which file did you send?" My stomach dropped. I opened the attachment again, and she grabbed my mouse and started scrolling fast, whispering, "No, no, no." She stopped on slide 15 and froze. Right in the middle of the productivity graphs was a screenshot of our internal chat, where Hannah was venting to her friend Olivia from accounting about our boss. Stuff like, "This guy can't do basic math," and "I could run this place better," and "Reynolds couldn't manage a lemonade stand." Hannah covered her mouth and whispered, "Oh my god." I said, "How is that in here?" Hannah whispered, "I was showing Olivia his bad email, took a screenshot, and saved it in the same folder by mistake, and I forgot it was there." She started clicking like she could erase it, then snapped back and said, "It's already sent." I told her, "Maybe we can recall the email." I dug through my sent folder and settings, but there was no recall option for our system. She asked, "Can you delete it from his inbox?" And I just stared at her. She tried calling Reynolds, then hung up before it finished ringing. "If he answers, he'll open it while I'm on the phone," she said. She opened the deck, deleted the screenshot slide, saved a new file, and shoved the mouse toward me like, "Send it, now." I asked, "What do we say?" She blurted, "Tell him the first one is corrupted. Tell him not to open it." Even that sounded suspicious. She stood up, walked toward his office, saw his door closed, and came back without saying a word. Then she sat down and refreshed her inbox again and again, breathing fast. Then her desk phone rang. She jumped, picked up, and her eyes went wide after 2 seconds. It was HR telling her to come to the glass conference room right now. She stood up so fast, her chair slammed the cubicle wall. I watched her walk down the aisle, holding the flash drive like it was evidence. Through the glass, I could see Reynolds already inside with his laptop open, and the HR director with a notepad. Hannah sat, talked fast, and kept pointing at the screen like she was begging them to understand it was a mistake. Reynolds didn't look confused. He looked irritated. He turned the laptop toward HR and started pointing at the chat lines one by one. The HR director wrote non-stop, nodding like each line mattered. "Now everyone's blaming me for hitting send. Was I wrong for helping?" Hannah's shoulders dropped lower and lower until she just sat there, hands in her lap, staring at the table. After what felt like forever, the door opened and Hannah came out with glassy eyes. A security guard came out right behind her. HR handed Hannah a cardboard box and told her to collect her things. The whole office went quiet in that fake way where everyone pretends to work. Hannah packed fast, pens, her little cactus, her world's okayest employee mug, and a framed photo of her dog. She reached for her badge, the guard held out his hand, and she placed it there. She looked at me like she wanted to speak, but nothing came out. Then the guard walked her to the elevator. The doors closed, and she was gone.